It all started when I was born. Working on the commonplace binder. No. Not totally. But a hobby of documenting travel. Kind of. Because it wasn't a commonplace binder, but it was a binder that was prepared by my parents for me. So it kind of started when I was born, because, there was the baby book, and then there was the stuff afterwards. And that was a binder. So, kind of did. Make this with your kid. Why is that relevant to what I'm saying right now? Well, we traveled a lot when I was really little. Like, before I turned 5, I went to way more than 15 states. I'll just say that. Now, I don't mean different individual countries, but I do mean, like, states within the United States. It's probably a lot closer to 30 than 15. Sounds like there's a driver outside who wants to visit all 30 states. I know there are more than 30, obviously. As of the time of recording, there are 50 states in the United States. 1 federal district, the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., and 5 territories, in addition to all the military bases all over the place, and 3 countries with free association, as far as I know. Anyways, influential for kids. Why? Are they going to learn about American Samoa and how that's different than Samoa? No, it's because it's kind of cool to know that your parents actually did something for you when you were really little, or maybe even before you were born. And so that's part of the reason why it's good to make this with your kid. Not necessarily the baby book, because that doesn't make any sense, but if you have a binder later on. Now, it's probably going to be a little bit more like a scrapbook or an album, so, you can take a picture of the kid. With their permission, of course. You probably don't want to only take pictures of your kid when they're crying. That would be pretty messed up. But if you can give them a history of me, or a history of them, specifically, they might really appreciate that. They might be like, oh, this is what my dog looked like. This is what the cat looked like. When I stood in front of the TV and I was like, wow, static. And the cat was just like, hanging out. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily have to be a totally, history of them specifically thing. But you do want to have some quality images. Like, if all the images are blurred, that's not that great. But yeah, you probably also don't want to fill it with self-promotion. So some parents will make this sort of thing, and they'll be like, did you know that I, the parent, did something very cool today? I'm not going to say don't do that at all, but that might be kind of weird if it's not actually about the kid and it's just about the parent being like, did you know that I'm super cool? I don't know if you really want to be pushing that. Maybe. But real plants. Yeah. You can touch grass. Hopefully the grass is more of a green than a yellow. So hopefully the grass that you're touching is not dead. But maybe the yellow grass is actually better than the green grass if the green grass is only painted in a place like Arizona. Now, Arizona's supposed to be more of a yellow than green in a lot of places. So if you happen to go there, maybe hang out in Tucson or Phoenix or, one of the few other cities. You can go to places that aren't the cities, obviously. But, we want to avoid the sameness. Now, where are we actually? We are on avoiding the sameness. So maybe not everything in the binder is about, a trip to Arizona. Maybe you go to the beach sometimes. And there will still be yellow stuff, because that's sand. Hopefully. If you go to the blue place, if you go to the pool and there's yellow stuff, that's probably the stuff to avoid. But, yeah, you want to avoid the sameness. And so this is related to documenting travel, but also if you make a commonplace book or a commonplace binder, you want to have a lot of variety inside. So some of the things might be made with someone else. Might not be make this with your kid, it might be make this with your parent. You want to avoid the sameness at first. If you're trying to collect images from all over the place, just don't get them all from one place, That's pretty obvious. Now, if you have a journal, you can get stuff from there, but probably don't get every single thing from the journal. If you are traveling around, maybe you journal about your activities. I don't know. It could be that you have your own personal journal, and then your parents also, have a sort of binder that they put some of your most important stuff into. That could be kind of fun. defined differently. So I've been saying commonplace book, commonplace binder, but that's because commonplace binders don't exist. Commonplace book, that's supposed to be the thing, but I use a binder, so I just call it commonplace binder. You might also define things differently if you are documenting your travel. For one thing, the language will probably be different. You might have some words in your own specific dialect, but mostly it's probably just going to be places are different. Like in some parts of the world, it's the Arabian Gulf, and in other parts of the world, it's the Persian Gulf. I heard from somebody else that, you know, maybe we're considering changing the Gulf of Mexico to something else. Who knows? I mean, you know, Mexico's probably still going to call it the Gulf of Mexico because it's been called the Gulf of Mexico, and if something's named after you, you might as well keep it. Media. So, yeah. Are you going to document the media? Are you going to only go on your trip because you can document it through social media? I don't know if your kids really want to be on camera to everyone. I'm just saying. Maybe don't do that. Maybe you can play some music. Maybe that would not be allowed. You never know. Sometimes people share the wrong music. Yeah, so you should probably review it. Maybe not necessarily in an episodic review. Maybe you have episodes of your travel. I did try documenting in a video format a few years ago. I would record 15 minutes once a month, and that was mostly something I would do instead of taking pictures. And so technically I think what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like combine all this stuff to make the 15-minute video. But I really just enjoyed like wandering around the house being like, this is a plant, this is my cat, you know, this is whatever else. Well, that was pretty good. I wasn't necessarily traveling around the world, but you know, maybe you're just going to travel to the local grocery store, and that could be kind of fun. And if you're making this with your kid, when they're very small, it might be that they really like going to Home Depot. They're like, ooh, construction orange. Or maybe they just want to see the fans on the ceiling. And I'm like, whoa. What I do know is you need to start. If you're going to do this, just do it. Because documenting travel is kind of like documenting the news. If you miss it, you kind of missed it. So you can still do it, but it'll be a little weird afterwards. So let me walk. Now, if I want to wander around, I'm going to wander around. I don't want to have to get on a plane or a bus or a train. Train would be cool. I haven't been on a train in a very long time. A bus, I don't really know if I want to do that. There are a whole bunch of different ways to travel, so, you know, maybe walking is the thing you want to do. That might be fun. Bathroom logistics. If you're traveling, you might not be taking a picture in every single bathroom. I mean, I hope not. That would be really weird. And maybe not allowed, depending on where you are. But you should probably know where the bathroom is, especially if you're bringing a kid with you. Then you definitely want to know where the bathroom is. Because some people have trouble going or not going. But if you're bringing a child or multiple children, definitely focus on figuring out where the bathroom is first. Hopefully your hobby is not being like, that's bathroom, that's bathroom, that's bathroom. I mean, maybe you're just a very excited plumber or something who really appreciates the finer designs of bathrooms or something. I don't know. But, you know, you can have a hobby of documenting travel, and I think that's probably where the title came from. So that's kind of fun. New. So my hobby isn't necessarily making new pages of this. But maybe I should get a new big giant wall thing to finish this on. Because, you know, we're a little bit more than a quarter of the way through, 100. And so maybe the wall deserves a break. Maybe I should move this up a little bit. Maybe I should move it down a little bit. It's probably adding a little strain on the wall. So, you know, maybe you're going to avoid some sameness by making a new thing. Maybe you're going to see some real plants, but a different type of real plant. Maybe you're going to go see a redwood, which is really tall, or a saguaro cactus, just like hanging out. But, you can get some new stuff. You don't need new stuff, technically. But I guess it depends on the chapter of your life. So maybe you're going to spend part of your life in one place and part of your life in another place. I don't know. But if you take a few pictures, might be fun. You could just write stuff down in your diary, I guess. I kind of have chapters of life without actually traveling. So I noticed a long time ago that I'm a lot more social in the summer. And in the winter, I'm like, nope. I'm only going to talk to my people. I'm not talking to any new people. There are a bunch of other things, but it might be the chapters of life are actually more seasons of life. And you can write that down in your diary, but you're probably only going to figure it out in the long term if you use a commonplace. So I could do some longer videos on this. It might be that the next video is a very long one. Hopefully not. But it will be the first of a set, as this is the final one. And when we finish this next set, 29, 30, 31, 32, because, we're starting at 28, and I've been doing sets of 4. If we have 32, we're basically 1/3 of the way done, so that'll be very exciting when we do that. Thank you for sticking around at this long, rambly rant at the end. If you want to watch that, check it out. If you don't, start documenting. And yeah, hope you're having a great day, and I will see you. So thank you.